Disk storage. This is the exercise for the topic titled Disk Storage. The system utilizes magnetic disks as its storage devices. There are two different types of disks used. One is a fixed or non-removable disk and is referred to as the disk. The other type is a removable disk, also referred to as a diskette. The non-removable disk is not seen, nor is the operator able to touch it. It is a part of the internal mechanism of the system. System programs, user programs, and data files are stored on this disk. The diskette is readily accessible to the operator. As you might have already seen, it is small and compact in size. It is contained within a cover within a cardboard envelope. Only one side of the diskette is used by the system for storage. Information can be computed on the system, written on the diskette, and then mailed to another location for processing in their system. Look at Figure 27. As was mentioned in the reading material, information is stored on the disks in the form of magnetic spots. The spots are arranged in concentric circles. Each circle is called a track. A disk is also divided into sections called sectors, exactly like a pie is cut into pieces. Each track and sector has a unique number. By now you might be forming a picture as to how data in a file can be located on a diskette. First, we must find the right diskette. Just as each book or volume is labeled in a library, so must each diskette be identified. A diskette has a label on the cover which contains a unique title descriptive of the information contained on the diskette. This information was also written on the diskette by the system at the time the data was written on it. This label information is referred to as the volume identification. To locate some specific data, you must have the correct diskette on the system. Now that you have the right diskette, data can be located by identifying the sector containing the specific information. Not knowing the sector would mean that the system will now have to search each sector in a file until the data is located. In either case, the system will find the data, but it would save time if the sector was known. Look at Figure 28. This figure shows a diskette laid out with tracks, sectors, and a data record. Keep in mind that this is only an example and it does not contain all the tracks and sectors of an actual diskette. Figure 28 also shows a payroll record for Tom Brown, which is located on Track 1, Sector 2. Look at the diskette supplied with the course. Remove the diskette from the cardboard envelope, but avoid touching the recording surface, as this could cause reading errors. The Operator's Guide section, titled Diskette Handling, has figures which you can use as directions in inserting and removing the diskette from the system. Following the instructions, insert, then remove the diskette from the system. Stop, then restart the tape when you are done. You have been working with the diskette up to this point. Keep in mind that there is another disk on the system which contains the system control program and many other application programs. The disk may also contain files of data that would be used with the application programs. The disk is laid out similar to a diskette, except that since it is not removable, no label or volume identification is required. Let's summarize the points just covered. The system contains disk storage in the form of a fixed and a removable disk. The diskette, or removable disk, is used as an input or output device for the system. Data stored on the disks is given an address in order that it can be located for use by the programs. This is the end of the topic titled Disk Storage. Go to the next topic titled Processing Unit. Please stop the tape now. The keyboard is the device from which you, the operator, will control the functions of the system. Let's review what you have learned about this device. Figure 29 shows the layout of the system keyboard. As you can see by this figure, it is divided into three major areas. One area is the section in the center which contains the standard typewriter layout. On the far left are 11 function keys which will be used to control the printer, display screen, and the data entered into the system. On the far right is a 10-key adding machine keyboard along with the decimal point and function keys used in conjunction with the 10 numerical keys. In looking at the typewriter keyboard section, you will notice very few basic differences as to the characters on the keys. In general, you will find this to be the same as a standard typewriter keyboard. One difference is that on either side of the space bar are two keys labeled REP for repeat. Should you desire to enter a character more than once, all you need to do is to press the rep key along with the character key. Now that you have reviewed the keyboard layout, let's operate the keys to enter, display, and print the data. If the system is not on, stop the tape and refer to the instructions for this exercise. Now that the system is in an operational mode, insert the diskette provided with this course and follow the steps in Figure 30, Part A, which will transfer the keyboard program from the diskette to the system. With the ready indications on the display screen, type in the letters TOLIBR. Press the space bar, then type in EXER1. Now, press the Enter key. You will see a statement on the screen which states TOLIBR, procedure executing. If this statement is not there, stop the tape, re-IPL, then start the tape again. If you re-IPL'd, type in the letters TOLIBR, press the space bar, then type in EXER1. If there are no error messages displayed after you typed in TOLIBR EXER1, the word Ready on the screen will indicate you have located the keyboard program into the system. Some of the data and function keys have already been covered in previous topics. Let's review the keys already covered. Starting on the left side of the keyboard is the page line and print reset keys, which are used to control the printer. The error reset is used to reset the flashing error indication on the display screen and ready the keyboard. The right pointed arrow or cursor movement key will position the cursor to the right. In the center of the keyboard is the data keys, which are used to enter data. On the far right is the 10-key adding machine layout, which is used for the input of numerical fields. Keep in mind that the upper row of data keys can also be used to enter numerical data. On the right side of the keyboard, we have the left-pointed arrow, which is used to move the cursor to the left. The Enter key has been used to enter the data into the system once it was keyed into the display area. Looking back over the keyboard, you should see some keys that have not been used up to this time. On the left side of the keyboard, locate these function keys, Rec backspace or the Record backspace key, the Field Advance key, the Command key, the Inquiry key, the two roll keys and duplicate key. On the right side, locate the field backspace key, the record advance key, Enter minus and the Enter plus keys. These are the keys that will be covered in this topic along with most of the previously learned keys. You will be working with a simple program which will allow you to enter up to 25 records of information. Each record is made up of 3 distinct fields or areas. This is referred to as the record format. The first field is a 4-position numerical field. The second is a 2-position numerical field, with the third field a 3-position numerical field. Figure 31 shows the record format used in this exercise. The purpose of this exercise is to give you an opportunity to gain experience on the use of the function and data keys. To activate the keyboard program, type in the letters EXER1, then press the Enter key. The system printer will print the title Keyboard Exercise along with today's date. Look at the display screen. The display should match the one shown in Figure 32. If it does not, stop this tape, re-IPL, type in EXER1, press the Enter key, then restart the tape. If it still does not match Figure 32, contact your advisor. Looking at the display, you will see a field called Name, which is alphabetic and is 29 positions long. Yes, Name is the field title. The letter A indicates it is alphabetic, and the 29 is the field length. The bottom line contains the cursor underneath the first of the 29 slashes. Enter your name into this field. Use the cursor movement keys to correct any typing errors. As you have previously done, press the Enter key to enter the data into the system. The printer should now print a line on the form. On the display, you should see the first of 3 fields that will make up one record. Do not concern yourself with the 2 on the far right or the top line of the screen. This is field A. The N stands for numeric, indicating only numerical data will be accepted for this field. The 040 indicates that this is a 4-position field with no decimal positions. Look at Figure 33. Key in the 4-digit field as shown in the figure. To make it easier on yourself, use the 10-key adding machine keys for numerical data. Now, press the Enter key. Observe the first line of the display screen. The first field you just entered is displayed on this line. Line 5 now contains the second field description of the record. This is field B and is a numerical field of 2 places with no decimal positions. Look at Figure 34. Key in the 2-digit field as shown, then press the Enter key. Line 5 now contains a description of field C. It is a numerical field of 3 places with no decimal positions. Look at Figure 35. Key in the 3-digit field as shown, then press the Enter key. The completed record will now print on the form and show you the data making up the 3 fields. The printed information should now match that shown in Figure 36. In entering the field information, you have used the Enter key. On the right side of the keyboard is the Enter plus key. Enter the same data in all three fields as you did in the previous record, but use the Enter plus key. As long as all the fields are positive, there will not be a difference between the Enter and Enter plus keys. Looking at the printout, you will not see any difference between the record just entered and the previous record. Field B is set up to accept negative numbers. Locate the Enter minus key just above the Enter plus key. Enter the same data as you did in the previous record. First, enter the data into field A by pressing the Enter plus key. Second, enter the data into field B by using the Enter minus key. Before continuing, look at the information on line 1 of the display and note the underscore by the unit's position of field B. This indicates a negative field of data. Enter the data into field C using the Enter plus key. Notice the CR or credit symbol for field B of the record just printed. Above the Enter minus key is the Record Advance key. Let's say that you only wanted to enter data into the first field. You could get over or bypass the other two fields by pressing the Enter or Enter plus keys. Try this by entering data in only the first field, then pressing the Enter plus key for field B and C. Enter data into field A again, only this time press the Record Advance key. The Record Advance operates as did the Enter key, only it signals the end of input for the current record. Note that there is no difference between the last two records just entered as is shown on the printed output. This would save time if there were a large number of blank fields at the end of a record. Just to the left of the Record Advance key is the Field Advance function key. Let's set up a situation where we can use this key. We did say that field B is a negative field. Enter data into field A and B using the Enter plus key. Now, key in the digits for field C, but do not press the Enter key, as we do not want to enter this field into the system. Looking at the top of the display, we might notice that field B is not negative, although it should have been. Moving the cursor to our left will not get us back into field B, as the display is showing field C. Press the field backspace and look at the display. A depression of the field backspace key will get you to the start of the current field. A second depression will get field B back on the screen, allowing you to enter the correct data. Press the field backspace key. Field B should now be back on the screen. Re-enter the correct negative data. Bypass field C. You could have bypassed field C by pressing the Enter, Enter plus, or Record Advance keys. Going to the left side of the keyboard, find the key labeled Field ADV or the Field Advance key. With only data for field C, you can use the Field Advance key to skip over fields A and B. Press the Field Advance key and observe the display. You have now skipped over field A. Skip over field B. Key in data for field C, then press the Field Advance key again. You will notice that for the last field of a record, this key worked the same way as did the Enter keys and the Record Advance key. To the left of the Field Advance key is the key labeled REC BKSP, or Record Backspace. This is similar in function to the Field Backspace, only it will backspace to the beginning of the record. Enter data into fields A and B. Now, key data into field C, but do not enter the field into the system. Now, press the Record Backspace key and note the display. It has returned back to the start of the record. Also, notice the field display at the top of the screen. All the data has been cleared out. Key in one final record at this time. Only this time, key in only one digit in each field. There is no need to key in leading zeros, as the system will properly position the data, so key in a 1 for field A, press Enter, then a 2 for field B, press Enter, and a 3 for field C, and enter again. Let's summarize the points covered up to this time. Data is not entered into the system program until the end of the record has been reached. This can be accomplished by pressing the Field Advance, Record Advance, or the Enter keys at the end of the record. Fields of a record can be bypassed by using the Field Advance key. The Field Backspace key will return the cursor to the start of the current field or a previous field that has already been entered. Negative fields can be entered by pressing the Enter minus key, whereas positive fields can be entered by using the Enter or Enter plus keys. Now that we are through with the exercise, we must end its operation. The exercise is a program. Therefore, the program must be ended. To end this program, you will use the CMD or Command Function key, which is located in the upper left of the keyboard along with the slash key. The Command key changes the original function of a data key to a program or system-identified function. For example, the slash key has the purpose of displaying either the question mark or the slash depending on the Shift key. It also has another function which can be activated by a depression of the Command key along with the slash data key. This additional purpose has been set up by the system and is the procedure that the system must go through to end the program operation. End the program at this time. Press the Command key, then the slash data key. The program should now end with a message on the printer indicating the keys that have been used in this exercise. Note, if a message comes up indicating you have tried to make an invalid format change, follow the instructions on the screen. Then, press the Record Advance key. This will cause a printing of a record. At that time, go through the steps to end the exercise by pressing the Command and slash keys. We have already seen that the Command Function key and the slash key can be used to end a job. Another function of the Command key is to activate the top row of data keys in order that they can be used as command keys. To use or activate one of the 12 keys, you must press the Command Function key first, then press one of the 12 keys on the top row of the typewriter keyboard. The 12 keys can be expanded to 24 commands by the use of the Shift key. The top row used without the Shift key represents command key number 1 through 12, whereas with the Shift key pressed, they represent command keys 13 through 24. The purpose of these command keys is to provide the operator an opportunity to initiate and control jobs by pressing only a certain command key instead of keying in all the required controlling information. It also provides a method of communicating with the program. For example, the program may prompt the operator by asking if there is any more data to be entered. You could type in yes or look at the command key template supplied to you by the programmer. Look at Figure 37. Instead of typing in the yes, you could press the command 9 key. In case of a no answer, you could use the command 10 key. Let's set up the system to enable us to use these two keys. There is a possibility that your system may already be using the command keys, so we will go through some steps to check this out. Since it is not known if your system is using the command keys, you must prepare for this possibility by storing the commands associated with the command keys. Figure 38 is a set of steps that will back up your system and activate a procedure allowing you to use the 9 and 10 command keys. This is the end of this side of the cassette. Stop the cassette and follow the steps as indicated. When you are finished, turn the cassette over to continue.